These people are human and have real stories, and they're someone's brother or mother or father, and we see them, often at a state where they've been through so much, and they seem so far away from us.
I was living with my children, renting a place, and the landlord said, I wouldn't mind you staying here if your husband still lived here. And started the eviction process.
And we've been forced to go to a shelter for our safety. We have a home, but we can't safely stay in it because of the events that keep occurring, and nobody has helped us to stop them.
If you leave a home, if he has the money, if he's controlling or power, like if he has that nature, chances are it's going to happen in finances as well, and relationships. So you're going to become alienated. You're from family, from friends. You can have the financial oppression and control can still continue, which why women like us end up in a homeless shelter. You never expect that would be something that could happen to you, but in that moment you realize that that's better option than staying with this person.
So when we look at youth homelessness, between 60 to 70% of youth identify violence in the family home as the precipitating factor of their homelessness. Physical, social, emotional, sexual violence as what led them to the street.
It could be a couple leaving a situation because their neighbors are assaulting them because of their gender choice, how they choose to live their life. They're fleeing for many reasons beyond what the public image seems to display.
They've been committing hate crimes towards us because we are together, and they've put nails in our tires, they've cut our cable wires, they've attacked us, they've threatened us with baseball bats.
A lot of people look at us and they think that we must be the problem, because why would you leave a stable home? Why would you put yourself in a shelter?
People are telling us that we should move. I've been there 15 years. I don't want to move.
A lot of people think it's their fault, but they could have gone in trouble, could have gone in divorce and something happened like that, but usually it's not their fault. And stuff just went down the wrong way.
When we actually look at long term, what happens to people is that their health and well-being don't tend to improve in shelter. It's meant to be an emergency response, a short-term response to get people through that immediate crisis. And unfortunately, when we look at our stats, 40% of our homeless population become chronic users of shelter. So they end up living in shelters, and they don't do well. They get worse and worse and worse.
I need a house. I'm a woman, and if I leave any form of shelter, I put myself at risk of harm. I leave my children where they are because I don't want to bring them to this state. And they'll catch up with me when I'm done school. I left my children knowing that I was coming to school. I didn't realize that homelessness was going to be part of that journey.
The goal for London is that homelessness is a problem that we can solve together. And so it's an issue in Canada that is relatively new. It's only been about 3 decades that we've really had the homelessness as the state that we have it now. And so we believe that it's been some changes in our system and the changes in how we do things that has really created this national disaster in Canada. And therefore, we believe that if we can respond better and listen better to the people experiencing homelessness and really meet their true need for housing, that we can solve homelessness.
I'm feeling angry because I can't believe these women are going through what they're going through. I just can't believe that this is going on in Canada, and our Prime Minister doesn't feel the need to investigate more about what's happening to women in this country.
Providing housing provides the foundation on which you can build the other pieces. And so I guess the misconception that I try to address is that we got to stop putting band-aids on this.
you don't want to bring your child into a shelter because it's not the best environment. You're dealing with intravenous drug users, children who grew up in domestic violence, and while you're trying to protect yourself, you've got a flood of other people's abuses that you're now forced to live with.
So we just had our most recent data on how many people are using shelter, and the numbers are going down. And so what we're seeing is, from 2011 to 2013, which is when we have our last data, we've gone from 3,400 to 3,100 people accessing emergency shelter. It's because we're providing more housing supports. So we're providing more supports for people to help them meet the economic needs, but also to meet all the complexities of their lives so that they can maintain the housing. We've done it in a small way. I think we need to do this in a big way. But for me, I think that it's been since I was born that we've had homelessness, and I think I'll see the end of it before I die.
Everyone's gotten help. It's just some people only remember the bad stuff and not the good stuff. And it's all about helping other people out because we've all gotten help.